Open any boat dealer's website right now. Filter for new boats only. Then sort by model year, oldest first. Count how many are still wearing last year's badge in the middle of summer. On a 40-boat lot, 10 or 15 will be prior model year. Every one of those is costing that dealer money this month, on a schedule, with a due date, written into a contract he signed with a bank. Start with the number underneath all of it. In 2025, new boat retail sales in the United States came in at 215,237 units, according to the National Marine Manufacturers Association. The year before, it was 236,070, a drop of 8.8%. 20,000 boats built for buyers who never walked in. And Brunswick, behind Sea Ray, Boston Whaler, Bayliner, London Mercury, told investors in mid-2025 it had cut its United States dealer pipeline by 11%. Over 1,200 fewer boats pushed out to lots. Boatside weeks on hand were in the low 30s and headed for around 40 by year-end. 40 weeks on hand, 9 months of inventory standing in the sun. 6 forces converge on a boat dealer between the last week of August and the end of the year, and everyone pushes the price of that leftover down. By the end of this video, you will know all 6. You will know the 4 characters stamped on the back of that boat that say exactly how long it has been bleeding. And the one word to say out loud that tells a salesman you have read the same paperwork he has. And you will know the one date on his calendar that scares him more than any number I am about to say. Keep it in the back of your mind, because it is not in August, and it is the reason this video's title is only half correct. But before force number 1, look at your own dock for a second. They run this exact same calendar on the boat, already sitting under you. Everything I am about to show you about a leftover on a lot, this industry runs on the whole transaction. The hull, the engine, the trade allowance, the 4 pages you sign in the finance office. On a $120,000 boat, the gap between the sticker and what that dealer actually paid the factory runs around $26,000. That gap is not a secret. It is just never on your side of the desk. That is what the bilge files is for. 6 guides, and the one that matters today is the dealer decoded playbook. The questions, the paperwork, the exact wording. $47 one time at hullhonest.com. Link below. Nobody pays this channel to point at a brand. No sponsors, no dealer deals, no affiliate links. That is exactly why that playbook can say all of this out loud. Now, force number 1, and it starts with a rule almost no buyer has ever heard of. Boats do not change model years in the fall the way cars do. Under a federal rule that took effect for model year 2017, the National Marine Manufacturers Association says the industry runs a 14-month model year beginning June 1st. Marine Products Corporation, parent of Chaparral and Robalo, states in its own securities filings that its model year commences July 1st. Malibu Boats announced its 2026 lineup, 11 new models, in late August of 2025, with Chief Executive Steve Meneto's name on it. So, by the last week of August, a dealer is standing in a yard with 2 model years parked on it at once. Nothing under the cowling changed. The badge changed. On its own, that is only embarrassing for him. Force number 2 is what turns embarrassing into expensive. Here is the part most buyers get wrong. That dealer does not own those boats. A bank does. It is called floor plan financing. A lender pays the factory for each hull, the dealer holds it as collateral, and the loan clears when the boat sells. The big names in marine are Wells Fargo Commercial Distribution Finance, Northpoint Commercial Finance, and Brunswick Acceptance Company, Brunswick's joint venture with Wells Fargo. The manufacturers know a boat sitting in September is a hard sell, so they subsidize the interest for a stretch. Marine Products Corporation discloses that it pays the floor plan interest on qualified lenders' loans generally through April 30th. MarineMax discloses that it receives interest assistance directly from boat manufacturers, including periods of free financing. Do the calendar on that. A boat that lands in July rides free until roughly the following spring. Then the meter starts, and it starts on the dealer. MarineMax's own program terms letter with Wells Fargo set the dealer's effective rate after the subsidy expires at LIBOR plus 3.45%. Commercial lenders put marine dealers as high as 4 to 9% above prime, specifically because boats sit longer than cars do. Prime sat at 6.25% in early 2026. Call it 7.5 to 11% on the wholesale cost of every hull on that lot. It is a slip fee he pays the bank every month, except the boat never leaves the parking lot and never catches a fish. But interest is the smaller half of this. The thing that actually panics a dealer has a name, and I have never once heard a buyer say it in a showroom. A curtailment is a mandatory principal payment. The bank makes the dealer pay down part of the loan on an aging boat out of his own pocket, on a schedule, whether or not anybody bought it. None of this is rumor. It is printed in public filings anybody can pull up. OneWater Marine, one of the largest dealer groups in the country, disclosed that its advances carry a curtailment payment of 2.5% at 180 days, and an additional 3% every month after that. MarineMax disclosed that each advance carries a curtailment schedule requiring it to pay down the balance periodically, starting after 6 months. And the comptroller of the currency's own handbook on floor plan lending explains why the schedules look the way they do. They are structured so the required paydowns exceed the market depreciation of the collateral. In plain English, the bank makes certain it is always ahead of the boat. The dealer eats the difference. Say the word curtailment out loud on a showroom floor in September and watch the conversation change. I tear into this business exactly like this every week, and the list of things they would rather you never learned is not getting shorter. Subscribing puts you on the inside of it, because the fourth force is what turns a slow month into a real problem. The lender does not take the dealer's word that the boats are still there. It sends people out to physically verify hull serial numbers on the lot. That is a floor check. If a boat sold and the dealer kept the money instead of paying off the advance, that unit gets flagged as sold out of trust. One of the most serious things that can happen to a dealership. The comptroller's handbook lists unpaid curtailments and out-of-trust sales as the warning signs that push a lender to inspect more often. So follow the chain. A dealer behind on curtailments gets audited more. A dealer audited more needs cash. A dealer who needs cash sells boats at numbers he would have laughed at in May. Which brings us to the cruelest part of the calendar. School goes back. Traffic dies. And at the end of October, the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show opens, and the manufacturers roll out the brand new model year in front of everybody. The National Marine Manufacturers Association estimates that boat shows between January and March drive 30 to 60% of annual retail sales for the whole industry. Its chief executive, Frank Hugelmeyer, calls them essential. So from September through December, that dealer is stranded between the two biggest selling seasons, carrying his highest costs of the year with last year's badge on the boat while the new one is on television. Force number 6 is the ground all of that is happening on. OneWater Marine reported floor plan interest expense of $28.5 million for fiscal 2025, down 16.5%, specifically because they carried less inventory. Gross margin came in at 22.8% in what they called a highly competitive environment. MarineMax reported floor plan borrowings of $608.3 million as of June 30th, 2026. And Brunswick told investors at the end of 2024 that it was taking higher discounts to move retail boats, particularly older models. Deeper discounts aimed at older stock from the manufacturer's own mouth. Now, the smart pushback. If a leftover costs him money every single month, why does he not just dump it in June and stop the bleeding? And you would be completely right to ask that, because that is the correct question. The answer is margin. A dealer's cost typically runs 75 to 80% of the sticker price, with a target gross margin between 10 and 20%. On nationally advertised bass boats, it can be as thin as 5 to 10. He cannot give away money he never had, so he holds through spring and early summer at the number he needs. Then interest, curtailments, and dead traffic stack up until carrying the boat costs more than discounting it. That crossover point is what late August begins. And while we are being honest, let me kill a myth this channel gets in the comments every single time dealer pricing comes up. Somebody will tell you to ask about holdback, the way you would at a car dealership. Marine does not work that way. There is no standard quarterly percentage of sticker quietly kicked back to a boat dealer. The money moves through interest assistance, volume and stocking rebates, model year closeout program money, and co-op advertising. Ask a boat salesman about holdback and you have just told him you read a car article. I will be straight with you. because the sharp guys in the comments always are. Late August is when the window opens. It is not when the window is widest. Boat Test argues December is actually the best month to buy a new boat, and points at December 14th through the 31st specifically. Matt Grunn, president of the Marine Retailers Association of the Americas, wrote to dealers in October of 2025 that curtailments are adding up and winter is coming quickly. Russell Bakir at Northpoint Commercial Finance reported payoffs improving from July through September as dealers moved to cut floor plan interest and curtailments, and warned that some dealers would leave the business entirely over the fall and winter. And here is the side that costs my argument something. Barrett Canfield of South Coast Yachts points out that August is often a very strong sales month, and that in a hot market, a popular model simply sells out. If you wait on a boat everybody wants, you can wait yourself right out of it. So that date he fears more than any of this? December 31st. The year-end books. The point where a prior model year boat stops being last year's and becomes 2 years old on paper. Start the conversation in late August. Expect the number to actually move in November and December. Run one hull through all 6. And I want to flag this clearly. What follows is my arithmetic on published lender terms and published dealer cost ranges. It is not a leaked invoice from anybody's dealership. Every input comes from the filings I just named. Take a center console with a sticker of $120,000. At 78%, the dealer's cost is about $93,600. The subsidy runs out. Interest at 9% is roughly $702 a month. 6 months of that is about $4,200. 12 months about $8,400. 18 months about $12,600 in interest alone on one boat nobody has driven. Now stack the curtailments on top. At 180 days, 2.5% comes due, $2,340 out of pocket. Then 3% every month after that, $2,808 again and again and again. By 9 months, he has written over $10,000 in mandatory principal checks on a boat that has produced him nothing. 12 months in, that leftover has cost him more than a brand new outboard, and he still owns it. That is what you are actually negotiating against. A payment schedule, not his mood and not the weather. Start with the hull identification number. Under Coast Guard Rule 33 CFR 181.29, every boat carries a 12-character HIN, permanently molded or stamped into the upper starboard side of the transom. If it is a stick-on plate, walk away. The first 3 characters are the manufacturer's code. The next 5 are the serial number. Then come the 4 that matter to your wallet. Character 9 is a letter for the month the boat was built. A is January, running through L for December. Character 10 is the last digit of the year it was built. The final 2 characters are the model year. So an H, then an 8, then 2 and 5 means that hull was built in August of 2024 and sold to you as a 2025. It has been on somebody's flooring since before the last hurricane season. Here is the wording. Use it exactly. Before you drive out, can you send me the full HIN and the build date so I am comparing the same thing across dealers? On the lot, how long has this hull been in your inventory? Then, is this one still on free flooring, or are you carrying interest on it now? Then, when does the next curtailment hit on this boat? Do not swing that like a bat. Stay on his side of the table. Show up with financing already approved and say this, help me get this one off your flooring, and I will sign this week. You are not beating him. You are solving his problem, on his deadline. Then go after everything that is not the price itself. Freight, prep fees, electronics, the trailer, first-year service, winterization, storage and shrink wrapped through the off-season, which costs him almost nothing in a building he already heats. Then verify the warranty before you sign anything. Mercury's coverage runs from the date the product is first sold to a retail purchaser or first put into service, whichever comes first, and Mercury excludes products 6 years after its date of manufacture. Stingray caps its 1-year coverage at 2 years from date of manufacture. Call the manufacturer with the HIN in your hand and confirm the clock has not started. One more thing on the engines, because it cuts both ways. Mercury, Yamaha and Honda have largely abandoned model years in favor of born on production dates. Yamaha's paperwork carries a production month and year, so nobody gets to tell you the engine is a generation behind because the hull wears an old badge, and nobody gets to call it fresh without showing you that date. Check hours, so a demo does not get sold to you as new. Ask whether the hull has been in the water. Ask about storm exposure. Most dealers are not pulling any of this. Check anyway. And if you are trading in a 2 or 3 year old boat, understand what you are up against. Every discounted leftover on that lot is bidding against your trade value. Price it honestly or store it another season. Drop a comment with the last 4 characters of the HIN on the boat you are circling, and I will tell you what that hull has already sat through. Every week that boat sits, it costs him. Every week you wait, it costs you nothing. Time only negotiates for one of you, and it is not the man with the bank behind him. You never paid too much because you were careless. You paid too much because you walked in on his best month holding none of his paperwork. YouTube thinks you will like this video, so click it. And if you made it all the way to the end, subscribe.